It's about to be a fucking problem.
The following feature has been rated R by
Timur
LOERadio.
Parental guidance is suggested. It is intended for mature audiences and parental discretion is advised.
If you're offended by any word in any language, it's probably because your parents were unfit to raise a child.
You better smoke another blunt.
Welcome. This is Laugh or Else.
Laugh
Or else.
Your host,
I know I'm a stud.
LOERadio.
Makes your farts smell like you're a cannibal. That had to be some vile poop. It must have smelled like he needed surgery.
Laugh
Or else.
And joining him through this jovial journey as they jaywalk the streets of normalcy are his esteemed co-hosts.
Oh my god, my Mercedes can go wherever.
Megabeth.
I just can't stop smiling because God has his hands on me.
An enigmatic entertainment aficionado.
But okay, here's a perfect example. Do you see, like, oh, what? Why did that? Okay, I'm offended.
The Zohan.
A golden shower.
The great white shark in a tuna pond full of guppies.
Vag power.
Hashtag vag power.
For the next 2 hours, you are invited to take part in a terrestrial radio experience unlike any other found on commercial radio.
He probably lost his job at the glory hole.
You are hereby challenged to laugh or else.
You like yogurt?
Oh my god.
You're gonna love this. Vagina yogurt.
Our mission, which we have all selflessly accepted, is to exploit that raw emotion that solicits a deviant smile and induces inappropriate laughter. Welcome to the Laugh or Else radio show on 89.3 WNUR-FM.
Du Scheiß. Ach du Scheiße.
That's it, boys and girls. That is the signal to the start of the Laugh or Else radio show here on WNUR-FM, Evanston and Chicago. My name is LOERadio, and joining me in the studio is one of my best friends, the Smokey to my Craig, if you will.
I like that.
Jay Sal, the mixologist, everybody.
What's going on, Chicago? Good to be back, Tim. Happy New Year to you, sir.
Thanks for being here, Jay. Glad to have you. Let me pot you down a little bit. You're a little over-modulating there.
I've always been told that. I'm an over-modulated child.
Maybe. So, what's happening, Jay? It was
cold.
It was beautiful the last 2 days. We were up in the 40s.
It's so cold, I saw Superman in a taxi cab.
Where was he going?
I don't know, Wonder Woman's house again.
What, he needs a taxi cab?
Yeah, it's that cold, man. It's that cold.
Yeah, it is. It's a brisk 15 degrees here by the lakefront in Chicago. We are broadcasting from WNUR Studios, which is Northwestern campus. WNUR-FM is home to the Northwestern Wildcats sports programming as well as Chicago's Sound Experiment. Once again, this is the Laugh or Else radio show. If you wanted to give us a call, you could do so. The area code and phone number is 847-866-WNUR. Again, that number is area code 847-866-9687. Got a great show in store for you today. We got a lot of stuff to cover coming out of Chicago as well as sports. There's some playoffs going on right now in the NFL. A lot of stuff we got to talk about from Chicago sports, though. And then finally, in the last segment of our show, we're going to do a little segment which I am now calling How Stupid Are You?
I like it. I'm ready for that.
Excellent. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. That's going to be after the 1 o'clock hour. It is approximately 12:15 here in Chicago, if you're listening elsewhere. So, as you noticed, we're playing Fame under us right now. This is the bed we chose to go with because of the late, great David Bowie passed on Sunday of last week, which was after our show, so we couldn't announce it then. At the ripe young age of 69. We opened the show with a couple other tunes. We played Space Odyssey and what was the other one, Jay?
The Man Who Sold the World, which was
covered by Nirvana.
Absolutely. MTV Unplugged. Back in the was it early to mid 90s or early 90s?
About 94, yeah.
And what a great rendition, man. One of my favorite tunes.
Not only was that a great cover, but that is one of the best MTV Unplugged out
Absolutely.
there.
Yes, sir.
So go pick that up. Nirvana Unplugged. They cover a little bit of David Bowie, and we're gonna cover some more David Bowie later on in the show.
Yes, sir.
But I got some other music lined up. First break we're gonna do is gonna be a little bit of rock. Second break will be hip-hop, kind of R&B stuff.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's get into what's happening around Chicago. When I say Chicago, I mean anywhere from, say, Berwyn to Rogers Park all the way out to Rockford. So it's a pretty broad area to cover, which gives us a little more room to work with. First thing, on top of the passing of one Mr. David Bowie, the world of art also lost a great actor as well. Some might know him as Hans Gruber from the Die Hard movies. Others may know him from his appearance in the Harry Potter movies. I don't know what
Professor Snape.
Is that him?
Yes, sir.
And then one of the most recognizable characters he plays is the robot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He's got like some sort of doom chip in his brain or something that makes him walk around, and he's always like bummed out.
And he's also Sheriff of Nottingham in the Kevin Costner.
Robin Hood,
Absolutely.
Prince of Thieves.
Just a great villain, man. Great character actor, man.
That was a fantastic movie, man, and I love Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, absolutely.
Yeah. Christian!
And then a young Christian Slater as well.
Yeah, which
playing his half-brother. You find out it's his half-brother.
Which he shot in the hand with the arrow, remember?
That's right.
He was like, how could you do this to me?
Mary Elizabeth Master Antonio played Maid Marian.
Yeah.
She was very lovely in that, and yeah, it was a great cast overall.
Could she have gotten a longer name at all? Master Antonio?
Sally Jesse Raphael?
No, I think that's a little shorter.
No? Martina Navratilova?
Now you're just reaching for straws, man.
Well, how about Dikembe Mutombo? He's got like 15 names.
Yeah, Dikembe Ubuntu.
That's right.
I think that's where Linux got their latest OS name from, was one of Dikembe's middle names. Anyway, enough nerd jokes. So yeah, we wanted to touch on some Chicago stuff, what's going on. Last week we covered there's another police shooting that surfaced of a kid getting shot by a cop who was running away from the cop. Probably not going to see any big deal or any hoospa over that because, I mean, it's the police, man. They pretty much are above the law here in Chicago. You can't go after one of your own, so nobody's going to investigate it and whatever. But Jay, here's a bit of news that you might find interesting.
Yes, sir.
A sex trafficking ring was busted in the Naperville and Schaumburg areas.
And I'm just finding about this now?
Yeah, after it's been busted.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's you wouldn't think Naperville or Schaumburg motels would be the place to go.
Well, Schaumburg, I have heard there's some seedy places that you'd never hear about. It's right outside of the shopping district. And as far as Naperville, I mean, you think about it's one of the most affluent suburbs in the Chicagoland area, Tim, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not all like, just the bad and ghetto areas and
no,
impoverished,
dude.
but yeah, it's yeah. I mean,
yeah, it's easier to commit your crimes
absolutely.
in more esteemed neighborhoods.
Yes. Well, these are passions of the flesh, man. There's worse things going on out there, man. Kids dying and the drug overdoses and whatnot. I mean, this is somebody just wanting a little side action or some action, and here we go.
There's a phrase I'll never use: passion of the flesh.
It is, man. Think about it, man.
You must have read that in a book somewhere.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I read it somewhere. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. So from the Daily Herald. The feds are stating that Naperville and Schaumburg motels were used in a sex trafficking operation. Motels in Naperville, Schaumburg, and other suburbs were used by two aspiring rappers accused of forcing females into prostitution, according to federal authorities.
Any association with Young Pappy?
No.
Man, I said Naperville. You said Naperville.
Oh,
I was trying to make that connection,
these could be his boys.
I'm telling you, man.
Charles Fears, 22, of Chicago, and 30-year-old Samuel Nichols each were charged with one count of engaging in sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion, according to an announcement from the U.S. Attorney's Office Friday. Nichols is a former Chicago resident whose current hometown was not immediately available. Must be Detroit. Because Detroit's not currently available.
That's right.
Authorities said Fears was seized Friday morning. He's scheduled for a detention hearing Friday, January 22nd in federal court in Chicago before U.S. Magistrate Judge Young B. Kim. Nichols was arrested in Tennessee and is expected to be sent to Chicago, officials said. Carroll Stream Police, in coordination with the Cook County Human Trafficking Task Force, I had no idea such an organization existed, and the FBI were listed in Friday's announcement about the arrest. It was not immediately known what role Carroll Stream Police had in the investigation. Authorities said Nichols and Fears are part of Hit Squad, which should not be confused with the 1990s hip-hop collective of the same name on the East Coast.
Not the Redman stuff.
Oh, is that his little outfit?
Hit Squad.
Awesome. So, yeah, don't bring your sex trafficking to motels in Naperville and Schaumburg. It's
That's right, especially if they're underage, because the Honorable Young B. Kim going to be talking about how young B them girls are, man.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, sex trafficking. Who would have thought? I mean, there's so much other violence and crimes happening in Chicago.
There is. I was kind of hoping that I would have heard something like a Taken angle to it. Like one of the girls' dad ends up being is like a badass kind of like Liam Neeson dude.
Some commando
like,
with Navy SEAL skills.
Marco from Tropoya.
So let's move along here. Barrington man kills wife over coffee maker dispute. This is pretty absurd at first glance, and I'm sure the story is just as absurd, so let's figure it out. Also from Daily Herald, Lake County prosecutors say a Barrington woman was shot to death by her husband early Friday after the two got into an argument about the coffee maker. What do you think the argument was about?
All right, it's time for the percolator. It's time for the stabulator.
Stab you now.
Stab you now, baby.
Circuit Judge George Strickland set bail at $3 million for Larry Lotz, age 65, at a hearing Friday afternoon in Lake County Circuit Court. Lotz is being held in Lake County Jail on a charge for first-degree murder after the death of his wife, Karen Lotz. Stephen Scheller, chief of felony review for the Lake County State's Attorney's Office, said Larry Lotz, in a videotaped interview with Barrington Police, provided his version of the chain of events and admitted to shooting his wife. She got upset and began to nag him about leaving the coffee maker on. Man, is that just grounds for murder or what?
Coffee grounds for murder. Ba-doom.
Ba-doom.
Thank you, folks. Love being back in the new year. Happy New Year.
He'll be here all night.
Thank you.
Tip your waitress. Who read from the police documents. He got angry with her. He went into the kitchen and unplugged the coffee maker and went to his office above the garage. Larry Lotz said he attempted to avoid her by retreating to his office and locking the door. Prosecutor said Karen Lotz used the key to enter.
Man. You went into his man cave.
Right.
Unwelcomed and uninvited.
You might as well have been walking into a cave with a bear and poking him with a stick.
So kind of like that Chris Rock OJ joke, Timmer. I ain't said he should have done it, but
I understand. Karen Lotz used the key to enter the office where Larry Lotz fired 4 rounds from a .45 caliber pistol, striking her 3 times, including once in the head, according to prosecutors. I think this was like 40 years of wanting to strangle the hell out of her.
Yeah.
It finally came to a head. He called his son first, Scheller said, saying that he had shot his mom. His son said, call 911. When he called 911, he stated in his words, quote, I just shot my wife. Please send an ambulance. Barrington police arrived at the home before 1 a.m. Friday and found Karen Lotz with serious injuries. She was taken to Advocate Good Shepherd Hospital in Barrington, where she later died. Let's get past the rest of this. Neighbor Stephen Freed said their street near downtown Barrington had been bustling with emergency vehicles all day. He said his family wasn't close to the Lott's family, but both lived in the street for at least 15 years, and their children went to high school around the same time. It's really tragic, Fried said. I feel terrible for the kids, for her, and even for him. It's just so sad for all of them. It's just so sad for everybody.
See, coffee takes you apart and it pulls you back in, man. They should have just had some of that serious gourmet stuff, man, that Jules enjoyed in Pulp Fiction, man.
Right?
That's right. Lots of cream, lots of sugar, man.
So, yeah.
Man, over coffee, man. I mean, it's that pen up. It could have been anything, man. She could have done something, and besides this, and
like I said, it was probably years of nagging and arguing, and it just festered into until it boiled over.
I thought you were gonna start reading me that he killed her with the coffee maker, man.
Beat her over the head.
That's right. She got like a Krog imprint on her forehead or something like that.
Or Kinja.
Yeah, he one of those, man. He turns it on, all of a sudden it starts dripping blood for a minute.
Yeah, and then he's boiling up her blood, drinking it. Oh, jeez.
All satanic and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the Green Inferno, man, in Barrington.
Once again, portions of the WNUR programming may be considered inappropriate for the sensitive and more younger listeners out there. WNUR finds this material to be artistically and culturally significant. We only play this type of material and talk between the hours of 11:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. With that, let's get into my final article here from the Chicagoland area. It looks like the phone's ringing. Jay, why don't you grab that for me?
Yes, sir.
I'll put Jay on hold here as I start to read from the Daily Herald. Bensonville trustee pleads guilty, calls shoplifting an honest mistake. Okay, so the first thing you got to know is anybody in public office should not be a thief at all. Like, if you're accused of theft, then you cannot hold any type of office. I strongly believe that your integrity is now compromised. But anyway, a Bensonville Village trustee has pleaded guilty to misdemeanor retail theft charges, but says her conviction has no impact on her role as an elected official. According to state records, Suzanne Genowiak, 61 of the 1000 block of West Donna Lane, shoplifted gift bags, gift cards, jeans, wreaths, and gift boxes worth less than $300 around 10 a.m. December 11th from a Villa Park Walmart. That's borderline federal criminal counts of theft there. I'm not sure how many hundreds of dollars is considered a federal crime. But Genowiak, who also has served as village clerk and president of the Bensonville Park District, pleaded guilty this week and was sentenced to 1 year of court supervision, ordered to perform 30 hours of community service and pay $407 in court costs. It cost her more to go to court over this than the stuff she stole, so it's kind of ridiculous.
Oh, I've been there with that, though, Tim. Sometimes I prolonged the court case so much that I ended up should just pay the damn fine to begin with.
Yeah, right? Hey. Or if you don't pay a
hindsight 2020. Oh, I've had that too, man. Yeah, I've been in court and stuff. Follow up with the dependent please rise. He's like, we had to go, we had to do a warrant for your arrest for not showing up, buddy. So, time to pay the piper, as they say. So you're young and you're dumb, man. You learn the hard way, man. Kids show up to court no matter what. Good or bad.
Especially if it's traffic court. Just go and get it over with.
Oh,
if you can't pay, just go anyway. They'll give you a continuance.
Yeah, well,
at least once.
My dumb ass didn't do that, so I ended up being in handcuffs, man.
Oh, well, that's when they start looking for you because you never showed.
Ooh. I'll tell you what, if I can briefly, man, not to take off the subject, but
go ahead.
I got a knocked on my door, man, at my house, and early in the morning, and my dad was staying with me at the time. Sure enough, I follow him to the front door, and I'm standing. He doesn't see that I'm behind him. He opens the door, and I see that it's a guy. It's a DT. It's a detective.
Yeah.
And with his gear on and everything, and I'm like, oh snap! I hide behind the door, and he's talking to him, and he's like, hey, is Jay Sal here? And he's just like, yeah. He's like, no, he's not here. He's like, well, that's his vehicle there. No, he's like, he's not here. And he's just like, okay, well, I have a warrant out for his arrest for all these unpaid traffic fines and citations.
Yeah, because you're a serious criminal because you didn't pay your moving violations.
Yeah, well, like I said, it was a pretty heavy amount, but nonetheless, it still should have been on me. And then my dad closed the door. He's like, well, tell him to come pay now. If not, if he's here, I got to take him in cuffs. So sure enough, he's like, no, I'll tell him. And then he waited. My dad waited till the cop left and locked the door. And then I stood behind him. And I followed him back to my bedroom. And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, you heard, right? I was like, yep. So I had to go down, and basically I couldn't bond myself out. I called somebody to still come and bond me out.
Really?
Yeah,
what was bond, like $500?
No, it was I think over a G.
Damn.
Yeah, I owed it, man. I owed that, man. So,
how long were they looking for you?
They'd been sending me like a letter, and me like being kind of like ignorant to it, and just I'll be all right.
Yeah, procrastinating.
Sure enough, procrastinating on it, and sure enough, they came and they got me, and I thought about getting out the Tommy gun. You never take me alive, you see? Come and get me, you pigs, you see?
Yeah, copper,
Yeah. But, man, I had to pay it. So, yeah, man, sometimes, like I said, it's just easier to go and pay up, take care of it, and it sucks, man.
The state wants their money, and they're going to get it.
Of course there was. Illinois wanted money? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is why they don't pay no lottery yet. And from what I understand, they're not going to come to some sort of budget agreement until November. So, good luck. And you know what? The other thing before I get back to the story is I like how they hang this budget crisis on the heads of the pension of teachers. Like, teachers are the ones who make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, who are going to have to be paid 66% of their pay once they retire. It's not even like that. Most of your representatives out in Springfield are the ones making $100K a year plus, like the Lisa Madigans and those, a-holes over there. Rahm Emanuel makes about $150,000 a year. Just because he's mayor makes him eligible for pension regardless of how long he's mayor for the rest of his life. So the budget situation should be looked at from, hey, your representatives are making a majority of that pension money, and they're the reasons why they can't get the pension bill signed into any sort of agreement. So it's not about teachers, people. Your politicians are the ones leading you around in circles and blaming you for their problems.
And these are supposedly our civil servants, Tim, and listeners.
Yeah, they're supposed to represent you, but everybody in your district can be voting for some yes on some legislative bill, and this guy just turns around and votes no, because he's got corporate interests from somebody who benefits and will give him a few bucks. It's too much. So back to the Bensonville trustee case here. Janowiak said Friday the doctors advised her to plead the case out. I'm not a healthy person. I had cancer and I'm in treatment. So, we should forgive $300 worth of theft from, like a Target or wherever. Janowiak said Friday, I paid for the stuff in the top portion of my cart and forgot about the stuff on the lower rack. Sure you did. It was an honest mistake, and when they approached me, I apologized and offered to pay for everything. Nah, you should get the chair.
That's right, grill them. And don't put no one sponge on it, just like the Green Mile Man.
Yeah, put a dry sponge on it.
That's right.
I did have the bag, and I used it because I had a lot of small, loose things in the bottom of the cart, she said. I know it sounds goofy, but I just forgot about this. So she stuffed stuff into her bag on the bottom of the cart. She's full of crap, man. I assure you this has nothing to do with my role as a trustee. She holds the money for Bensonville, and this woman's stealing. I'm seething here. I want to punch her in her mouth. Village Park President Frank Soto did not return calls Friday seeking comment about Janowiak's conviction. What am I, drunk? Janowiak must return to court on January 12th, 2017. So this is already passed. I wonder what happened. With proof of her community service and clean record. She was probably released and let back into the office to deal with the money that she's supposed to.
On a paid investigation vacation.
Yeah, a paid investigation vacation.
Basically.
That's exactly correct. So that's about it, man. Unless you got something else that happened in Chicago recently that I failed to look over. We'll get into sports after the break, but
can't think of anything right now aside from Yeah, man, that's what it is. It goes down to so many people, man, screwing the citizens, man. Just basically, the towns dwellers and just the common man. They're getting paid enough money, and it's not enough for them.
You're supposed to represent those people, man. You're supposed to be doing the goodwill of those people, the will of those people. Whatever they want you to do, you're supposed to represent them. But they don't do it, man, and it's the biggest sham in our country right now. I'd hate to say it, is the presidency, because he don't run nothing, man. Everybody wants to blame Obama or praise him for things he's doing when it's really not him. He might sign the bills, but there's 50 other things that correlate to make this happen.
Right.
So it's not all him. You can't blame Bush. You can't blame anybody. You can't blame Clinton. You can't blame Obama. It's not them. They're just the figurehead.
They're the puppet.
Yeah, they're the face of the monster. The rest of the monster is what you need to be concerned with.
Exactly.
So I'm done ranting.
We're never done ranting, but just for this segment, let's rant about it a little bit later.
That's true. So we're gonna get into some music right here. I've actually heard a song earlier this week that I'm kind of grooving to. It's a New York rock band with a female lead singer. They're called Silver with a C, so it's Cilver. And this song is called I'm America. Check this out. This is the LOERadio Show. WNUR.
I'm America, bring you life. I'm America, I'm your daughter. Nobody left behind. I've been blooded, I've been muddied, brought down to my knees. I stood in line waiting to shine. Now is my time. My mother said that day to me, this land is for the free. And I've been waiting for so long. No one knows. Now it's my time. I won't be left behind. I'm America, drink the water. I'm America, I want you life. I'm America,
this is Ron Function. No, that's not my name. Use this whole thing. This is Ron Funches, and you're listening to Laughs or Else. I don't know what the or else is. I assume it's like crying.
Oh, yeah. Let's dance, everybody. Welcome back to the LOERadio Radio Show here on WNUR-FM, Evanston and Chicago, 89.3 on your radio dial. WNUR is home to the Northwestern Wildcats Sports Center, as well as the students who attend here, obviously, but it's also Chicago Sound Experiment. And right now, this experiment is called the LOERadio Radio Show. Portions of WNUR's programming may be considered inappropriate for the younger or more sensitive listeners out there. WNUR believes this material to be artistically and culturally significant. So we will only play this music between the hours of 11:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. overnights on the freeform radio programming. Jay.
Yes, sir.
You know this one, right?
I love this song, man. Let's dance.
Bowie was the man, dude.
He is the man, man. God rest his soul, man.
His catalog was something like 26 albums, something like 52 numbered like top 10 singles on Billboard charts. He's won countless Grammys. The man acted, he wrote, he was funny, he did it all. Some of the best stuff that I've ever seen him do was on Conan O'Brien.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like, he always participated in Conan's bizarre silliness. And it was
Conan gave him a wonderful tribute the Monday night.
Oh,
after
yeah.
his passing. He actually played a little bit of his music and gave him a touching tribute, played some clips when he was on the old NBC show up until, the last couple of appearances.
Yeah, late night with Conan O'Brien.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's sad, man. He touched so many people. He let artists be themselves. He gave them that license, that artistic license that, you can come out and do the androgynous thing and still be comfortable in your masculinity.
Yeah.
That you can, just inspire other artists to do the same and to try to, walk in their shoes and everything. And he also had a wonderful interview with MTV when he's saying that MTV needed to play more music from black artists.
Yeah, back in the 80s.
Absolutely, and he was in full support of it. He's just like, they're making incredible music. He was just a music child, was a fan of pretty much everything, so he actually was a big supporter. This was before, obviously, Michael Jackson's Thriller, when that came out and just broke records in 1984.
Oh, man.
But, you just imagine just coming from this rock god, to him and say it and everything, it's kind of like MTV's looking themselves in the mirror and say, we got to get more in tune with what this guy's saying.
If they only understood how well he understood art and music, then everybody would understand. you'd know who's good and who isn't.
Absolutely.
And surely David Bowie was one of the best. I'm not familiar with everything he's done, but I know just from the songs that I do know and like that he was all around talented. Not just he wasn't a one-trick pony. He wasn't a one-hit wonder. He was just a very broad, very wide arrangement of music. Very different personas between David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust, the Thin White Duke, whatever else he went by.
Does he go up on the Mount Rushmore of greatest rock acts? I'd say he does. With everything he's contributed and influence and who he's worked with, I think you could put him up there with some of the rock gods of our generation.
Yeah.
He's up there next to Freddie Mercury. He can be up there next to...
Well, you just gave me my closing song, by the way.
He could be up there. Who else would you put up there? Would you put up there...
I would put him on the Mount Rushmore of music, not just rock, dude. Because
music yeah.
He's written scores to movies. He's written, number one hit singles. This guy can do it all, man. And if you've seen his last album is called Lazarus.
That's the one that they released of days just prior to his death.
Right.
And by his birthday, too.
The video is so morbid. It was like he's saying goodbye. Because he's in a hospital, on a hospital bed.
Yeah.
He knew he was going, man.
But just to have it released and then pass afterwards, it reminds me, if you remember, when Charles Schultz the artist and creator of Peanuts.
Yeah.
And basically, he said he was going to call the newspaper comic strip quits at a certain date, and basically because he couldn't do it anymore. And sure enough, right after that, Tim, he ends up passing on. I'm just, he did what he loved, man. And that cancer's a MFer,
Yeah, but you know what, dude? Like, a lot of people I know, the average retire age for the average worker is 75. The average lifespan is only 78. So when you retire, dude, your body is not used to not doing that function anymore. And it takes a toll on you immediately. Like, I seen iron workers drop dead 2 weeks after they retire because they're not involved in anything, It's just like your body is in shock from not doing what it's been doing the last 50 years. So there's that. David Bowie, rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace, good sir.
He's up there with Jimi Hendrix, John Bonham, Dimebag Darrell, millions of other, Aaliyah, all kinds of talent.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, dude. Could you imagine the music coming out of the afterlife?
He's probably jamming out right now with our boy Lemmy from Motorhead right now.
Yeah, dude. I could see Lemmy and David Bowie. Dude, that would be amazing. I wish they had done some sort of collaboration beforehand. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the show. I'm going to have to play a little bit of this. Because it is time for the LOERadio Sports segment. Jay, there's a lot to talk about coming out of Chicago.
There is a lot to talk about, sir.
First.
Yes, sir.
Very first, I want to go back to Thursday night, where the Bulls had taken on the Philadelphia 76ers. Did you see this game?
I did get a chance to check it out, Tim. All I have to say is that the up and down season that the Bulls have had, it's been basically an up and down week of highs and lows for our beloved Chicago Bulls, Tim, and listeners. After trailing the lowly Philadelphia 76ers for most of the game, Jimmy Butler scored a career-high 53 points, Tim, which is the most as a Bulls player since a certain Michael Jeffrey Jordan in 1996.
Scored what, 63? I think his high was.
What's that? In 96, I want to say no. It's. I think it was like 50. I think it was 55. I think.
No, but Jordan's all-time single
game. Well, the playoff
game.
was at Boston was 63. That's for sure.
That's his total top score, yeah.
Yeah, and this feat by young Jimmy Buckets helped the Bulls overcome a 24-point deficit.
You're forgetting
the lottery bound since it's like October probably or November there for the Philadelphia 76ers and beating them 115-111 in overtime.
You're forgetting one thing that Jimmy Butler did that Michael Jordan did not.
What, all the points in the half?
Yeah, he scored 40 points in the second half.
40 points in the second half, that is correct, sir. Taking a team on his shoulders, as this young man should, and since we don't know what Derrick Rose is going to be in the future.
Derrick who?
I know, Derrick who? That guy, D. Rose, man, youngest MVP. We don't know what's going on with him, but we do know that Butler scored those he goes from scoring that high mark in that record and goes in Friday night against the Dallas Mavericks and just scores 4 points in 36 minutes, going 2 for 11 in those 36 minutes.
Yeah, this is the very next game.
But the bad news doesn't stop there, Tim and listeners. Former Defensive Player of the Year, Joakim Noah, injured his left shoulder again during the second quarter Friday night in an 83-77 loss. He had an MRI on the shoulder earlier today, according to Coach Fred Hoiberg, and that MRI has come back that he needs surgery and he will be out 4 to 6 months. And a lot of insiders say that they're not going to bring him back, so you may have seen the last of the crazy-haired, seersucker-wearing energy guy, and this just dampens the whole future outlook on this team, Tim. They're not going to – I can't see – this is the energy guy. This is a point center that we have.
You think his career's over after this?
I can't imagine he's gonna be just another journeyman player right now, man. He's overcome – he had a plantar fasciitis at his feet because of the shoes that he wore. Then he started having all these little nagging injuries, and this is his second shoulder injury that he's had. And he put in some miles when he was at Florida, winning back-to-back NCAA basketball championships.
Sure.
I can't imagine them Bulls bringing him back, man. And I love his energy. I love everything that he empowers, and he is. Dennis Rodman called him his favorite Chicago Bull as far as his style of play that reminded him of himself.
Yeah.
It's sad to see him go out like this, man. It's sad to see him go out like this, man. No doubt.
Well, but I mean, doesn't every athlete have to choose whether to get out of the game before their body forces them to?
Yeah, but you're talking about a guy that, when he was at his best, was actually fourth in voting for MVP. That was the year that D Rose was out, and he actually was winning games because of him and his play.
Yeah,
and
he
his
was
unselfishness.
He was like the centerpiece to the give and go offense that year.
Absolutely, and I'll never forget. I mean, if this is the last time that we've seen Mr. Joakim Noah, I still have to go back to that play, Tim.
Yeah,
about 5 years ago, that great overtime victory that they had over the Boston Celtics in that grueling opening 7-game series.
Oh, man, yeah.
A bunch of those games went to double overtime, and that certain game in Chicago went to triple.
I was at that game.
Are you kidding me?
No, dude.
Oh, what a game to be part of. I watched it on TV. Just the fact that Paul Pierce is on his 5th foul, steals the ball from Pierce, the incoming pass away from Pierce, dribbles it the length of the court like a point center, like a gazelle, has Pierce on him, goes up hard, dunks on Pierce, gets the foul, and they basically go up with that play, and also Pierce fouls out. So, I mean, man, it's sad to see him go this way. Like I said, I love him. I love everything about him and his energy, and this is probably it, man. This is sad to say, and who knows with D Rose? He's got more nagging injuries with his knee.
Maybe they can bundle the two of them and ship them to somebody.
They're not going to get much for him, though. I mean, you're not going to get much for Noah or Rose at this time.
I'd settle for a first-round pick and a scrub backup.
I don't even know if you'd get that, to be honest with you. You'd probably end up getting a low pick. You probably go to a mid-range team.
Yeah, get like a number 3 for Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I don't even know if you'll get that, man. Honestly, the way he is right now, I don't even know if any team wants to take that gamble on him. That's
Nobody.
the sad part.
Nobody.
And this is coming from me, a diehard Bulls fan, through thick and thin.
If your legs are made of glass, dude, nobody's gonna want you.
Of course not, man. Might as well be Sam Jackson, Unbreakable, man.
Yeah, the wheelchair-bound guy.
That's right. I mean, it's sad to say, but at least we got a guy like Butler that we can build a team around. I mean, he went out there, he called out Fred Hoiberg and said, you know what, the plays that we're running aren't the best, so we need to figure something out, and he's responding on his end. I mean, I don't know necessarily the game he had Friday night against the Dallas Mavericks, but, I mean, you know, it is what it is, Tim, and listeners.
For sure.
I also have some Cubs news, sir.
We'll get to the Blackhawks, but first we do have a little bit of Cub news here.
Cubs Fest. You're a Cubs fan. A lot of our listeners are Cubs fans.
I'm a Cubs fan, but I wouldn't go to a Cubs Fest or whatever that winter wonderland thing is they do. I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, it's just basically Cubs. You know, it's a Cubs fan fest, and then chance to connect with the fans. And
yeah, meet the players.
Former number 23 Ryan Sandberg, former Cubs great.
Yeah, what is he doing for the team now?
Ambassador.
Oh, an ambassador.
He's
so
an ambassador to the team.
He's just a face that says, "Hey, I used to be a Cub, and look at me, I'm a Cub."
Right. And he's now, and he's in 2000 Hall of Famer and 2005 Hall of Famer rather.
Should have remained the coach of the Cubs AAA team. I don't know.
Yeah, he ended up going to Philly.
Yeah,
he went to the Phillies.
He made it to the playoffs in the first year he was there. I don't know if he went back, but then that was it.
Yeah, it's a smart move bringing him back.
Yeah, but I guess he doesn't want to he doesn't want to work anymore. So just pay me money to wear a Cubs jersey around
Basically.
Town.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing. I mean, the late great Mr. Ernie Banks made a career out of it.
Oh man, the Cubs did him dirty.
Yeah.
So out of Cubs camp, the Cubs settled with 6, but not Jake Arrieta.
No, reigning 2015 NL Cy Young winner Jake Arrieta and the Cubs are $5.5 million apart, Tim, on a contract, and both sides hope to avoid that darn arbitration. And Arrieta says improving on his 22-win and 1.77 ERA is possible. The Cubs have filed for a $7.5 million salary of Arrieta, but Arrieta's agent, Mr. Scott Boras, wants to put in $13 million. Of course he does.
Of course he does.
Pay me, boy.
Along with Arrieta, 5 other Cubs were given 1-year deals, being Travis Wood at $6.17 million, Chris Coughlin at $4.8 million, Pedro Strop at $4.4 million, Hector Rondon at $4.2 million, Adam Warren at $1.7 million, and Justin Grimm at $1.275 million. Arrieta, who is represented by Scott Boras, as Jay explained, and the Cubs exchanged salary figures in preparation for the arbitration hearing to determine the pitcher's 2016 salary next month. The Cubs offered $7.5 billion, as Jay stated. But Arrieta is seeking 13. Jesus.
Come on.
He's worth it. Yeah, but the year before, dude, he wouldn't have made $3 million.
He's getting better though. I mean, this is it. If he's peaking, you gotta lock him down. This is your stud.
That's
man.
true. And then we're starting to work out 2 more aces, so maybe we can go to the playoffs and win some games there.
Well, what happened to him against the Mets though, man?
Well, they ran out of pitchers.
This is your arm though, right here, man. This is the guy.
I know, but you can only pitch him twice per series. I mean, you can use it
unless you're I'm sorry to cut you off, but unless you're the Arizona Diamondbacks and putting Schilling and Johnson back to back.
Oh yeah, dude. If
winning the World Series, man.
Yeah, I mean, if these guys are in their last years and they're like, I'll just go out there and throw till my arm falls off. Sure, go
Get
for
that
it.
ring, boy.
I mean, I would use Arrieta in a Game 7 if he can get a couple days rest for the next series. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'll let him pitch again. But Arrieta made $3.63 million last season. For comparison, in 2013, Max Scherzer?
No, you said it right, Scherzer.
Received a $9 million raise in his 3rd year of arbitration after winning the Cy Young Award. Arrieta is in his 2nd year of arbitration eligibility. So pay this man his money.
Pay this man.
Pay me what you owe me. Bitch better have my money.
Gotta have my money.
So Arrieta, I'm glad to see he'll be back for at least another season. If he wins another Cy Young, the Cubs won't have enough money to pay him the next year. He's only 33, right?
Yeah, he's still young. I mean, for what it is. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna pitch all the way to Satchel Paige age,
Yeah.
or what's my man's name? The great Sandy Koufax.
Or Vinny Testaverde.
There you go. But I mean, this is your stud. I mean, what do you think? You're a Cubs fan, Tim. Are they going to make it? Is this the team that's going to win the break the curse and bring the World Series to Chicago?
If they can gel, like the next team we're going to talk about here in a moment, I can see them doing a dynasty. Maybe 3 out of 5 years.
Ooh, they got to win one. They got to win one,
dude.
They got to win one, and for this city to implode. And they have to win at least one. It has to be convincing too.
When they do, it'll be a sweep, dude. It'll be 7-0 each game.
Yeah.
And when they do win that first one, 2 more are gonna follow, dude. It's not gonna be
like
just
the Blackhawks. You think?
I think so. I think within 7 years they'll win 3 titles.
Ooh, look at you, man. That's a bold predicament by our Timmer here. I would. I
don't know about it this season, man. I can't. I gotta see the first couple of months.
Still got growing pains, man. Nothing's guaranteed.
That's what I mean. And
nothing's for sure.
We don't know how solid the coaching staff is. I don't know about the pitching coach, the hitting coach, and all of that. So I gotta do some reading before I make anything solid in stone. So that leads us to Mr. Hat-Trick Kane.
Hat-Trick Kane.
See what I did there?
I like that. Hat-Trick Kane.
Hat-Trick Kane laid a series of goals on the Toronto Maple Leafs Friday in the Hawks' unprecedented 10th straight win on the season. The Canadians are a bunch of sissies. I'm sorry. Kane not only scored 3 times, but he also assisted in the 4th goal to what the hell is this Russian kid's name? Panini, something, Alexei Panini or something. I don't know. But man, dude, if the Hawks don't look like they're gonna win this season, I don't know what Hawks you're watching, because these guys seem to not have any issue with losing players over the last 3 years. Every time they come back stronger, faster, younger, and it's just looking like they're going right back to the finals this year.
I love it, man. I love it. Let's do it, man. This is one team that we can count on.
Patrick Kane looked directly into the eyes of adversity before the season even started, with all of that stuff about
personal. His demons there with the partying and the ladies.
Yeah, being pictured with college girls and stuff, and then having them, say that he did stuff to them or whatever.
Classic example of a date rape.
Yeah, Sublime would agree.
Tribe Called Quest.
No. So there's that. in other news, the Wildcats hosted Penn State University last night.
Hey, Big Ten rivalry.
I am not the most familiar with college basketball, so I'm going to try to go quickly if I can look through 900 different score boxes and find NWU, or what would it be? Just NW?
Just NU.
NU, TMU, ND, Miami, Xavier, OPP,
LNXOP,
OSU. I got a preview.
Yeah, look at you. You're a poet tonight, sir.
It's, I believe, PSU won 71-62, if the numbers here are correct. I can't get a box score. Yeah, I can. Hang on. Let's see. Point leaders. Points. For Penn State, it was Peyton Banks, forward with 10 points, and Brandon Taylor with 19 points. For Northwestern, we have Trey Demps, a guard, scoring big with 22 points. Coming off the bench was Derek Pardon, a center. Pardon? I beg your pardon. Who scored 12 points. And we can't forget Bryant McIntosh.
Easy for you to say.
Brian McIntosh, who had 10 assists, 12 points, and 4 rebounds. So, valiant effort there by Northwestern. Just fell short, 9 points to Penn State. And their records are 15-4 for Northwestern and 11-6 for Penn State. So, there's that. And finally, let's talk NFL.
There
are 2 games on today. Jay, did you watch them?
I did get a chance to watch them. I was working, as you know earlier, Tim and listeners. The Cinderella story, Kansas City Chiefs, comes to an end, losing to the defending Super Bowl champion, your New England Patriots, and All-American Ken doll, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady with his Gazelle.
Yes. Giselle. They end up losing to the said defending Super Bowl champions. Not really even close, Tim, in the sense of the performance that the Chiefs put on the field versus what the Patriots, that machine that they are, put out. I mean, the Chiefs' defense tried to get in there. I personally thought that the Chiefs were going to come out and try to hurt him, and Ndamukong Suh in the last game of the season had hurt him, but he had a couple weeks to rest, and here we are. Chiefs come up short, but more importantly, Tim and listeners, the Green Bay Packers are done.
Dunzo. We'll get to them in a second. Let me just go through the box scores here for that first game. Kansas City Chiefs fell to the Patriots 27-20. Your scoring leaders here, Alex Smith with a wonderful 29 of 50, 246 yards and 1 TD. Nothing happening on either the receiving or rushing side for Kansas City, which is ultimately you need to be throwing the ball effectively against New England.
Macklin was hurt, and then Jamal Charles, we lost him early in the season. That's your stud. That's your Pro Bowl running back.
Yeah.
And you have America's frat boy, Rob Gronkowski, the most athletic and versatile, tight end in the game. And
Meathead.
He's catching, him, Mr. Meathead, Mr. Party Up. Party! And he's catching those balls, man. They're such, and you got, obviously, the best coach in football. I mean, you know what? It's inevitable what's going to happen in the end.
He mentioned Gronkowski, who had 2 TDs and 83 yards on the day.
He had a monster game, man. He had a monster game.
Tom Brady, 28 for 42, 302 yards and 2 TDs.
His quarterback rating's got to be astronomical, man, especially in this. I mean, he's clutch. He's Mr. Fourth Quarter. He's Mr. End Zone. He's all those things, man. I mean, just to watch this guy play, cheating or not, man, my hat's off to him, man. I mean, everything that he's done. I mean, and they're got to be, what's going against the winner of tomorrow night's match, or later today's matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers, the injured Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Denver Broncos.
Man, how about that Steelers-Bengals game the week before?
Oh, man.
How ugly does one team have to be?
That was a war.
Yeah, dude. It was like bad. They out-sucked each other. And then,
hey now.
Cincinnati fell apart, dude, at the end. Like, all them guys were jumping off sides and all that. Like,
yeah.
But anyway, we go to Phoenix.
Yes, sir.
Where the Arizona Cardinals had played host to the Green Bay Packers. Cardinals came out on top, and I couldn't be more ecstatic that the Packers have been knocked out of the playoffs. Let's go to the box scores here. Mr. Palmer was a brilliant 25 for 41, 350 yards, 3 TDs. Rushing, nothing exciting. Receiving, Mr. Fitzgerald had nearly 200 yards and a TD on the day with only 8 catches. That's impressive. A lot of yards after the catch, or yak, as Mr. Madden liked to call it. On the other side of the ball, Rodgers was 24 for 44, 261 yards, 2 TDs, no rushing TDs, and the fill-ins on Green Bay weren't doing so bad there at the end. What's his name? Jane had 2 TDs and 145 yards. What happened to Nelson? Is he hurt?
Who, Jordy?
Yeah.
Jordy's been hurt.
And then they had...
Jordy got lost in the first third of the season, I want to say.
What about the other one that they had that just came back, Driver?
Well, it can't do much, man, coming back like that.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I mean, I think that was the difference in the two teams there was their receiving.
And they had a chance. They got that gift touchdown at the end. Jeff Janis caught a 41-yard touchdown pass with no time left on the clock. They kick the extra point, and they go in, and they end up coming up short. But that's another team, too, man. They start off so strongly, the Green Bay Packers, and then end up, losing a couple games there in the middle of the part of the season. And, hey, any given Sunday, man, or Saturday for that matter.
Yeah, and the Bears could have beat them that one game, too.
They could have. Could have, would have, should have, man.
Could have, would have, should have. But if your season comes down, I like how those teams that are scrambling to get into, the wild card game at the end of the season, if that's what it takes to get into the postseason, you don't belong there. You need to solidify your stance.
Well, they've had good wild card teams go all the way.
Dude.
The Steelers.
Yeah.
Steelers did in 2006. Remember that, Tim?
Yeah.
They went in, and they were the wild card team, and had that game where Jerome Bettis fumbled on a trip and they got the ball back there in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
against Peyton Manning's Colts, and they come back, and they win the whole darn thing.
So what games are on tomorrow then, you said?
We have 2 games. We have the Denver Broncos hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then we have, this is going to be a good one, Carolina Panthers against Russell Wilson, Seattle Seahawks. I think that's going to be the game of the week tomorrow, man.
What do you think?
I got to, man, this is a tough one, man.
Who do you like?
I got to give the experience to Seattle, even though that Carolina Panthers came off that incredible season with one loss.
One loss, dude.
And, great coaching by the former Ron Rivera, former Bears great.
Chico.
Hey, Chico. Hey, yo.
Hey, Chico.
That's right, Razor Ramon. And the other one, I don't know, man. They got Brock Osweiler as he's going to be backing up Peyton Manning now, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So you got old man Peyton and his refurbished Terminator Bionic Man neck. Is going to be going in there and try to get a chance to beat. Steelers already hurt as it is, man. So I don't think that's going to be as competitive as the aforementioned game, Tim. I don't know. I just got a feeling that it's going to be that New England will beat the Broncos next week, and I got to say Seattle, man. Seattle against this Cardinals team. So it should be we could be talking about a heck of a Super Bowl, Tim.
I hope so.
Seattle and against these Patriots, man, a rematch, man.
If that happens, you think Seattle might steal it this time?
They're gonna do everything trying unless good old Bill Belichick comes out different ways to cheat their way to victory.
Yeah, dig holes under the opposing player's bench or something.
Like that. Yeah, I don't know, something. Try to physically drain Tom Brady the night before, get Giselle and some of her, Victoria's Secret friends and stuff to have a little,
lingerie party. Yeah.
There you go. You know what, honey? For being Mr. Captain America of the universe, here's a little gift for you, honey.
Yeah. Just streak through the locker room.
Find out there were fembots from Austin Powers or something.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for sports. More great football on today.
Well, I got one more tidbit, Tim. Deontay Wilder, who is at a piece of the heavyweight championship, knocked out Polish native Arthur Szpilka in the ninth round at the Barclays Center in front of a packed house in front of former heavyweight greats such as Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah.
This is now pretty relevant for you boxing and MMA fans because there has not been a decent American heavyweight in so many years. And we're talking about this young man from Alabama who's making his own and going to be fighting Tyson Fury. Actually jawed at each other at the end of the fight. And basically, Fury came in a WWF style and calling them out. And me and you, brother, pay-per-view, brother, do what you want, brother. And
what are you going to do?
That's right. When Fury Mania runs wild on you. Let me go do 2 more lines of coke and stuff and go out to the ring. But, it should be good for you boxing fans. And I am one, as you know. So, should be good stuff coming up in the world of heavyweight fights now.
That's going to do it for sports. Make sure you go and check out everything local in your community, whether it be Park District baseball or football to just anything. You know,
absolutely.
Sports is an awesome tradition. It gets your heart pumping. It keeps you in shape. It keeps you off the couch and, you know, out of the dark room playing computer games or whatever it is people are doing these days. Get your face out of your iPhone, will you? We're going to go to a break here. It's time for the second break, so that means it's going to be a little bit of hip-hop, R&B, rap, that kind of stuff. So if that's up your alley, stick around. I got some great stuff, some new stuff from Crazy Bone. He's got a new album out. It's called Chasing the Devil, and this is one of the tracks off of it. It's not the first radio cut, but it's the one I chose off the album that I liked. So I'm going to play that one for you. This one is called Like Fire. And this is Crazy Bone, the legend from Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Laugh
or else.
All right, stop, collaborate, and listen. We all know where Vanilla Ice got the inspiration from. It was from Mr. David Bowie.
But he said he didn't.
And Mr. Freddie Mercury. Yeah, if you go back and listen to the MTV interview, he says his song goes din 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 din. Yeah. And then it's got a little hi-hat after it. But this is Under Pressure, as performed by the late Freddie Mercury, as well as the newly late David Bowie. We got one more clip to get into. Actually, one more segment to get into before our night comes to a close. And in past weeks, I've called it This Week in Stupid. But that was a tentative title. And I think I've settled on a more fitting title for my segment. And let me kill a queen here.
Because, kill the queen?
Oh, I won't kill the queen, but this is the theme song that's going to go ahead with my
Unsolved Mysteries.
It is, sir. And the segment in question is now called How Stupid Are You? Where we celebrate the stupidity across the world.
These ominous tones used to give me nightmares, Tim.
Oh, man, dude, this show, I used to anticipate coming home from school just to watch old reruns of this.
Mine was also this and The Current Affair.
Yeah.
With the triangle coming.
Yeah.
With Maury Povich.
Yeah, and
before he was trying to figure out who the father was.
Yeah, that was his wife, too, Connie Chung.
It wasn't Connie Chung. It was, I don't think she was Asian, man. No, his wife was Connie Chung, but she's from CBS fame.
Yeah.
But it was another lady that did the show after him. But yeah, man.
I remember watching that a lot, too.
That's some scary stuff on there, man.
I used to like Unsolved Mysteries for the ghost stories. Like the unexplainable stories. So let's get right cracking here for this week's How Stupid Are You? I'm going to start with something that... Jay, you're probably going to cringe once I read the title of this.
Probably.
But it's A Powerball reimbursement GoFundMe page has been created.
Yes, I did hear that, and from the bottom of me and every hardworking people that are around me, including you, sir, Tim, go fund yourself, lady.
Yes,
that's best for you, and it doesn't and it rhymes with fun, if you know what I mean. I don't want you to have to use the bleep button, man.
The front,
yeah,
rhymes with front.
That's right.
Okay?
There's another 4-letter F word that I'd like to tell you there, lady.
So if anybody doesn't know, a GoFundMe page is something you and I can start if we need some sort of financial reimbursement to help us get an idea started. Well, apparently one woman took her entire family savings and spent it on the Powerball that was up to $1.5 billion. According to Vibe, a woman by the name of Cinnamon Nicole from Cordova, Tennessee, has raised a little more than $800 in 7 hours via her Powerball reimbursement GoFundMe page. Nicole alleges to have spent all of her money purchasing tickets with the assumption she would win the $1.6 billion jackpot, but soon realized the winning tickets were sold in L.A., Florida, Tennessee, and Tennessee suburbs. Despite the chances of anyone winning the jackpot being 1 in 292 million.
Oh.
That means you'd have to buy 292 million tickets to even think you're going to win. And I'm sure she got nowhere close to that. Nicole still decided to go big and unfortunately now can't go home because she allegedly doesn't have any money. So I think her family is more ticked off at her than anybody else. It must be an excerpt from her GoFundMe. Please help me and my family as she says we, when it's probably all on her shoulders.
And when I say we, I mean me.
Yeah. Have exhausted all of our funds. We spent all of our money on lottery tickets expecting to win the $1.5 billion and are now in dire need of cash. With your small donation of at least $1, a like, and 1 share, I'm certain that we will be able to pick ourselves up from the trenches of this lost and spend another fortune trying to hit it big again. Please, won't you wait? I'm certain that we will be able to pick ourselves up from the trenches of this lost and spend another fortune trying to hit it big again.
Oh yeah, her words, man, her words.
Dude, she's saying that even if you reimburse her, she's gonna
buy more lottery tickets.
Yeah,
right. It's a drug. It's an addiction.
Wow,
It's a vice, man. It's like anything. It's like alcoholism, drug abuse, shopping, gambling. It is gambling.
This bitch is on smack, dude.
She needs to get smacked. Smack that cinnamon.
Yes.
But I don't mean the cute little thing working down the heavenly bodies. I mean this cinnamon, this broad right here.
Yeah. For your charitable donations, Nicole promises to make you her hashtag MCM or hashtag WCW, World Championship Wrestling?
No, I think we're Women Crush Wednesday and Male Crush Monday.
Okay.
So I'd rather just say, break me off a piece of that lottery winning if you win it, lady, because figure it, I'm your investor, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'd be saying. If she does ever win and you contributed, you may be entitled to some of her earnings. Get your lawyers on that. Despite the gal of the GoFundMe page, some users simply weren't in support of her attempts. Well, duh. Maybe she shouldn't have made such a grave mistake in the first place. Sonia Hagens quoted new viral internet star Michelle DeBoyne and wrote, not today.
Not today.
While Kenyatta Gibson was a bit more spirited in her response. Girl, I swear to God, if I see one person give you one rusty copper penny, I will spend 10 times what you spend on lottery tickets, on plane tickets, to fly to your humble abode of the so spoiled and riches that they can't afford to make it on rain, on sweet brown like ratchet humans. What? I don't even know where this is going.
Well, sweet brown ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, sweet Georgia Brown.
There you go.
Like ratchet humans such as you who choose to spend their cash on Remy, Flaming Hot Cheetos, Voss Water, and Powerball and commence to kicking every single one of their asses. Can you really be mad at her for trying? No, but on a scale of 1 to completely stupid, where do you rate this?
On a scale of 1 to stupid, I give this an 11. Super stupid.
Yeah.
And the nerve of this lady, you have people starving, people that can't even make ends meet, people are going to be freezing to death in this bitter winter, polar vortex we're going through, and she wants her money back because she spent it unwisely? I don't think so, hon. This is not the definition of capitalism.
I can't believe there were people already shelling out money.
Well, those are just morons. I mean, those are people that, really? I'd rather sooner smack them than her. I mean, she's just trying to bring back her money. Don't spend, if you only have a limited amount, Tim, don't spend it all on lottery tickets.
Absolutely.
I mean, really, what are the chances, man? She didn't even come close, I guarantee you, to any type of winning. She better take her cinnamon name, go down her local, topless dancing pole place, and change her name from Cinnamon to, like, Kathy or something, and something straight, and go on there and dance, and earn her some money. Then she can spend all she wants. So take your nasty, stinky, ratchety ass and earn your money the old way, or slang hash or something, man, girl.
Do it the old-fashioned way, or get out there and slang some dope.
Or something, girl.
So there's that. She's out of her mind if she thinks she's gonna recoup any. $800. That might be twice what she spent on lottery tickets for all we know.
Right.
She might have just swindled everybody, didn't spend nothing on lottery, and just begged for money.
Yeah, so she can get the new pair of Jordans coming out, or a new purse.
Yeah. She needs Prada or
new
Gucci.
Jimmy Choo shoes.
Jimmy Choo's. She wants them Kanye's. Them Weezys.
Weezy.
Jay, you're gonna love this next clip.
Hit me.
This is not exactly good for the radio, but it's gonna be great for us.
All right, I can't wait.
I'll share this on the LOERadio Show fan page on Facebook, facebook.com/LOERadio Show. Jay, what I'm about to show you here is a clip of a guy showboating on his bike where he does the nose kind of grind.
Right, the back wheelies, right?
Yeah, the nose wheelie.
The nose wheelie.
The nose wheelie. But in this clip, this guy showboating with a female passenger. And what happens here?
Oh, man. Can't wait to see this.
What happens here is beyond my comprehension. When I saw it, I don't know if I was more shocked or more satisfied at the hilarity of the situation. Because nobody's hurt. Nobody does get hurt. So, we're going to go to E-Bomb's world. Guy nearly kills girlfriend while showing off. All right, it's a pretty quick clip. 11 seconds. Here he comes. Nose grind.
What? Perfectly into the Texas Cadillac Suburban.
We gotta watch this again.
Do it again, man.
All right.
Do it again.
So what's happening?
It's like a tropical setting, right?
Looks like Florida-ish.
Or some like tropical place, palm trees out. It looks like a nice winding road. And they're on the right side of the road.
Yeah, they're on the correct side. They're just picking up some speed to where he can get his nose wheelie going.
Here they come.
All right. Now, first sign. First sign of things are about to go bad.
Yes.
There's a truck coming.
Yes.
And he's nearly in the middle on the double yellow line. So he's going to swerve just to the center of his lane a little bit. All right, I got to go back because I missed it. All right, so here's the truck approaching. Yes. He moves, and then wheelie starts. Now, you can see the look in the passenger's face. Well, you can't really see her face, but she's in a.
She's stiff. Her body language is stiff.
Yeah, it's like
something bad's gonna happen here. Something wicked this way comes.
So they're already full nose wheelie. And she's leaning back as to counterbalance what's happening here. And the wheelie continues for about 10 feet.
Ooh.
All
hey,
right.
Tim. I give that landing an 8, man. I give that an 8.
You give that an 8?
Yes,
I'd say that's flawless. There's no splash. All right, so now, what you're about to hear.
Oh, man.
That sound is them stopping short by what appears to be a Suburban.
Yes.
And the bike hits the back end of the Suburban just above the
gate?
Yeah, just on the
back window. It's not the back, gate part, but it's the window to the rear, to the passenger side to the rear.
Yeah, so there's like the cab window on the back passenger rear side. They get ejected completely through this window. It's a 1 in 1 million chance. They should have played the Powerball before getting on this bike.
And they probably laid on some nice resting, surprise children or something back there.
So let's go over it one final time in its entirety.
This is amazing, guys. You guys got to check this video out when Tim posts it.
So here they come. Truck coming.
I'm going to show off right now. Here you go, baby. Oh!
Like two dummies. Like two crash test dummies.
So they're fine then, right? I mean, they're banged up, obviously. They're probably scratched up and probably a little bit traumatized.
Well, leading with your head through safety glass is probably...
They're both wearing helmets.
Yeah.
They both were wearing helmets.
But there's gonna be a little bit of contortion on your neck, a little compression.
So concussion, you think double concussion?
Double concussions, cuts, bruises, and most importantly, a shattered ego.
So basically like spending the night at Bill Cosby's house.
Yeah, you wake up, your pants are gone, you a little sticky,
Or kind of like Ronda Rousey trying to get a rematch with Holly Holm.
Yeah. All right, so if you want to check out this video, I'll post it up on the Laugh or Else YouTube page or Facebook page. Make sure you go and check that out. All right, so I got a few other clips here. We only got like 15 minutes left. Here's a clip. What happened is somebody bought, I guess, like, you ever see them Storage Wars shows?
Yes.
Well, somebody went to an auction and bid on a collection of junk, which happened to contain a VHS tape. Now, what it looks like is if you were making a commercial. This is how it would be filmed. But what we're going to see here is a guy teaching kids how to be assassins.
Oh, man.
It sounds kind of weird. I understand.
Well, they made a great movie with John Reno and a young Natalie Portman called The Professional.
The Professional.
That was a great movie.
Jean Reno is one of the baddest French actors alive.
He's the man.
Next to the other guy.
Jerry Lewis?
No,
I'm kidding.
The one that was Ellen DeGeneres movie. Jean something.
Jean-Claude Van Damme?
No. But he's French, too.
Well, he's from Brussels.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the tape. What if the title of the video is "What if you shoot the man twice and he still isn't down?" Is the question that the guy is going to be asking the kids who are cocking unloaded weapons as they talk. So let's go to the tape.
What do you do if you shot him twice and he still isn't down?
You need to run.
First of all, it's important to keep calm.
Keep calm.
Mm-hmm.
Not panic.
Don't panic.
Aim straight for the head.
Headshot?
Headshot is always a kill shot.
I would aim for his kneecaps to get him down, and then I'll have my time trying to finish him off.
I would unload my mag into his stomach.
Oh my God.
Then
this is the cutest little, most homicidal thing you've ever seen.
assess the situation. Kick him in the head and rip him apart and dominate him.
I could say the darndest thing.
Right? That kid's
oh my God.
That kid's a little savage.
This reminds me of that Brazilian movie, Tim, called City of God. You ever seen that movie?
No.
You got to see this movie, man. It basically takes place. It's a true story. It takes place in Rio about these little like gangsters, man. They're all like a bunch of little drug dealing and wannabe little tough guys, and they're like average age is like 12, 13 years old. It's an incredible movie, City of God.
Is it a documentary or just
no?
film?
It's a film, man.
Okay.
It's a film nominated for 4 Academy Awards back in 2004.
I'll have to check that out. But following along with
that is crazy, man.
Yeah,
unless they're planning for the zombie apocalypse, there's no reason to be teaching these kids that.
It's possible this could have been some sort of satire or some maybe counterculture video that was trying to be created.
I hope so.
But you don't hand kids 9s loaded or not. A kid doesn't.
You're at a loss for words, man. So am I.
I'm at a loss for breath here.
I'm telling you, man. Oh, thank you for sharing. But yeah, man, this is nuts, man. I mean, I wouldn't. you know, obviously all these kids had, you know, British accents here, so I'd imagine, I hope this is something like, maybe it's like Ricky Gervais' style of comedy or something, man, but, you know.
2 more clips, and then we got to get out of here. Maybe we'll get to a third one, but a guy who attacked an Uber driver is now suing that Uber driver for $5 million. Let's go to the video. Before we start the video, hang on there. Hang on, buddy. There's a little bit of
It's a little windy.
There's a little something to go along with the video here. Drunk idiot who attacked Uber driver sues driver for $5 million. Newport Beach, California. The Newport Beach man who allegedly attacked an Uber driver in an altercation that was caught on video is now suing the driver for $5 million, claiming the video was recorded without consent. You get into a car, somebody else's car, you have no consent. I'm sorry. You gave away consent when you got in his car. Benjamin Golden, a 32-year-old former executive for Taco Bell, was arrested in November.
An executive for Taco Bell.
Yeah, that's not the most classy title I've ever heard. Charged with misdemeanor assault and battery for allegedly slapping and hitting his Uber driver. When you see this video, there's a little more than slapping going on. The altercation off Newport Beach Boulevard in Costa Mesa was recorded on a dash camera and posted to YouTube. The video went viral. Golden, who had just lost his job over the incident, later apologized through his attorney. All right, so this guy is now suing because I guess
he drunkenly got into a car, assaulted the driver, and now wants to get paid.
Yeah. So let's go to the tape.
Nothing, turn left on Harbor, is that right?
This is in Florida, right, Tim?
Yeah. So now we're just watching the dash cam from the front of his car. He's just looking straight ahead.
This reminds me of Taxi Cab Confessions, but not as kinky.
I slept with 19 dudes.
This is what I did to him. Let me show you.
Yo, am I turning left on Harbor?
Yes.
So you asked him, do you want me to turn left on Harbor?
I heard a hiccup. It sounded like a drunken hiccup.
He's mumbling something.
Wait.
Am I getting on the 55?
Slurring his speech.
Why?
Good.
Hero? Crazy drunk driver.
Dude, you gotta give me directions.
Why do I have to give you directions?
Because
I
you
my address in the phone.
No, you didn't. You refused to. All right, the address I got is the Black Knight.
Well, you
the Black Knight.
better turn your ass around.
All right, it seems like this guy's getting a little fed up with the passenger.
I would too, man.
You're gonna turn on San Joaquin. Do you know where you are?
Yeah.
I have another.
Are we on the planet Earth? I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit.
Ooh, something happens there. What happened there?
He's just moving his camera.
All right.
So he apparently he makes it through this intersection to a parking lot. He wants to turn the camera around because he knows something's
gonna happen.
Something's about to go down. This guy could be maybe Cuban. Oh, he thinks the dude's puking in his back seat. He's falling all over.
He has no motor skills at that point.
Well, this guy is kind of hustling it around these corners.
Man, I gotta kick you out.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you just need to go to.
No, I'm kicking you out, man.
Why are you kicking me out?
You're too drunk to give me directions, man.
No, I'm
Nope,
not sure.
I'm kicking you out.
I'm giving you the directions right
Nope,
now.
that's it. Trip's ended.
No, I'm giving you the directions.
Trip's already ended, man.
No, I'm
Pay
giving
me
you
what
the
you
directions
owe me.
to
I'm
get
kicking
to.
you out.
Well, they
Park
charge him already,
Newport.
right?
That's
I'm
all you need to go is
Nope.
Park Newport.
I'm kicking you out, man.
Yeah, it
Are
comes
you
pre-charged.
serious?
I'm serious.
Yeah.
All you need to go is Park Newport.
I'm kicking you out.
I'm giving you the directions to Park Newport.
I've already ended the trip.
Look,
Well,
part
I
of
mean,
Newport
in
and give me a
Newport.
Newport.
That's no. Get out of
Park
my car.
Newport.
Out of my car,
Park
man.
Newport.
Get out of my car.
Dude, get out
Sir,
of my car.
Get out of my car, or I will call the police.
Get out my ride, yo.
Let me tell you something, you little shit. Ooh, fucking bitch. Fucking get the fuck out.
None of that looked like
bitch.
open hand, dude.
Yeah?
You fuck yeah, I'm giving you a fucking little shit.
What you got? What are you getting? What are you getting with?
Banaka. He's got Banaka.
Yeah. Call the police. Yeah, that's what happened.
What are you gonna do? Chase that guy? He looked like 100 pounds heavier than you.
Yeah, that guy was pretty cut.
Motherfucker.
Ooh.
So that's...
Hell yeah, man. Take that guy got fired. What are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
You can't be beating people up that are trying to give you a ride for as a business.
Man, Taco Bell exec or not, dude, compose yourself when you're out there drinking.
Yeah, man.
This is why I stay away from bars and clubs, man, because it doesn't matter how cautious you are. It's how stupid the next person is.
That's exactly right.
And I stay away from that nonsense, man, especially when I know someone's had way too much to drink.
Where are you going, Tim? I can't even hear you.
Are
you looking for that guy? That guy's in Florida, man. He ain't gonna come hit you.
I'm looking over my shoulder to see.
Hey, let him. I wish he would.
I wish him would.
I wish he'd try that with me right now, boy.
We can go to one more clip and then we can get out of here. Jay, you're gonna appreciate this one.
A tourist attraction in his native Indonesia for all the wrong reasons. This toddler on the island of Sumatra, famous for his nicotine addiction.
I love this kid. I have this meme.
2 years old.
Look at him. He looks so sophisticated with a cigarette in his left hand.
Just 18 months old.
18 months.
And on 40 a day.
Smoking Marlboro like hundreds.
Fix. The
2
toddler
packs.
goes crazy, screaming, slamming his head on the floor, even getting sick if he doesn't get his 2 packs a day.
Jesus
18 months old. How do you even know?
2 packs a day, man.
How do you even know how to inhale?
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
He's blowing shotguns and
his father Mohammed, who introduced
chain
him to
smoking. Don't even die out.
$5 a day to pay for the fags.
Using one cigarette to light
That
another.
his son is healthy.
Yeah, it's surely healthy.
Dad insists the kid's
Now,
on.
mentally, that's a whole other story for you, Pops.
Look, the kid's still sipping bottles. He
Luckily,
knows how to
Aldi's now in
smoke.
rehab under Indonesia's National
Bailey's in
Commission
that bottle,
Child
Tim.
Protection
I think so.
Supervision.
Or Kahlua, or both.
Bailey's and Kahlua.
There you go.
A little bit of
Little
Rumpelmans on top.
BJ shot there. That's what they call it.
So an 18-month-old with a 2-pack a day habit, smoking Marlboro Light 100s, chain smoking them like they're going out of style. Well, Jay, we've come to that time of the morning.
So soon?
It is.
Time just flies, man. When
It
you're having
does.
fun, man.
We always have a ball in here, and it's
Yes, sir.
always just moves right from under us.
Well, not that kid. He might not grow up with any balls, actually.
No, that kid
He's smoking 2 packs a day,
he
man.
won't
At not
make
even
it
2 years old.
Yeah, he won't make it to 8.
I don't think he will, man.
So that's it. This has been the LOERadio Show on WNUR-FM, Evanston and Chicago. Stay tuned because coming up next is an awesome show. It's called Where in Time Are Ryan and Evan, where they pick a random year and celebrate music of all genres from that year, sometimes decade or whatever. You're going to have to tune in to find out where they're going this week. For Jay Sal, the mixologist.
Yes, sir. Thank you for another week, Tim, and listeners.
Yeah, thanks for being here, buddy.
My pleasure.
Make sure you follow us on the LOERadio Show fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/LOERadio Show. You can also find our Twitter and our YouTube page by using the hashtag LOERadio. Once again, Google it. You can Google the hashtag and you'll get everything. So just Google hashtag LOERadio. This is Tim Radicek saying thanks for listening, and we'll be with you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Until then, we're going to play you out with some David Bowie.